Well, here we go again. Back on the New England mountains, still looking for a diamond bobcat, and I decided to bring a little bit of a twist to this one. Our bobcat weapon is going to be the 44. I tried to make it red, white, and blue like our 22 because I did think that looked pretty cool in the last hunt, despite the fact that we got trolled 3 times in that hunt. It doesn't look quite as good, but it is ethical for bobcats, and frankly we never really go for very long shots. Typically we find a track it down, and because they're so slow, we're shooting around 75 meters, so I think it'll work, and I think it'll be fun to change it up. And actually, interestingly enough, this pheasant will kind of demonstrate the one flaw in our loadout. Because we have the 44, we don't have anything for a class 2 animal, so should we find, like a recent video here in New England, an albino gray fox or a trophy red fox, we will need to take it with the 12 gauge buckshot, which probably is not the best thing to do in multiplayer, but I really want to use the 44. I think there are potentially some other advantages as well with it for hunting bobcats, and hopefully we get to demonstrate those soon. And this could be our chance. We have a max red estimate bobcat yet again here on New England. Got a rest zone. Fairly old still. I think it's almost 1500 here, actually just after 1500. So it'll take some time to find him, although just now track, he has to be close. But this could be exactly what we're after. Either way, we should get a chance to look at what the 44 is capable of. But of course, it could never just be that simple. He is kind of warping across the map right now. You see these perfectly straight line tracks? It does kind of angle around the lake there, but we'll be able to find him. He's somewhere out here. He's just going to be much further away than those just now tracks would have indicated. And finally, after a bit of a track, we have another mythical. It just feels like it's always the case. One of these times, one of these max estimate tracks is going to lead us to a level 9, but I was talking about other advantages for the 44. Compare this to the 243, 22-250, 223, any other weapon that we might hunt bobcats with. The penetration is going to be far better, so in theory, should we be able to locate this guy again, it shouldn't matter nearly as much about what the angle is. We should be able to punch through to a lung, but it does turn out they need to be in view to be able to do that. Where did he go? Actually, this might be perfect. I hate to just go for this shot, but it could kind of demonstrate what I mean. I'm guessing that's going to punch through to a lung. Bobcats obviously aren't huge models, and even though they go up to 45 kilo, the models themselves are smaller than lynx, so in theory, less penetration required to at least hit, like, say, the back of the liver at that angle, and that's vital blood. Oh, no problem. All the way up to the heart? Now, we didn't shoot through, like, the back leg. It was actually kind of going from the stomach up. 27.29 is not a bad one, by the way. The diamond requirement's only 27.68. So I'd like to try one where we're shooting kind of down, maybe through the hip or intestines just to see if it gets the lungs, but I think it will. And like I said, on a species that most of the time we're tracking, spooking, and trying to catch up to, that helps a lot. And perhaps less interesting than a mythical bobcat, but this is kind of the one other thing on New England that I do really want to try to get, only for the multi-mount, to be honest. But there is kind of a change to the bobwhite quail, and it's been a while now, but they made it to where the males make diamond, and the diamond that we have is a female from back when they made diamond. That guy's solid too. Just about 20 under the diamond requirement. But there's a multi-mount for a moose and a quail, and I think if we could get a diamond male quail and maybe like a great one moose one day, we'd actually consider doing that mount, because that's the only multi-mount for moose of any kind. So I guess take 2 with this got another max estimate bobcat, and interestingly enough, another rest zone track just like before. Now this would be a recent zone. That's probably him fleeing from right down there. It is amazing how they blend in. He has to be like on screen right now, and I just don't see him. Finally, there he is, and another mythical. It's just every single time. I do like, though, with this 44, I feel like we don't have to wait for that broadside shot, and we can just go for these sorts of angles. And 0 out to 75, immediate drop shot once again. This might be kind of the way we're going to go with this. Not necessarily, as we have a female warning going, not necessarily because it's going to help us in getting a diamond. We're not taking that shot on a level 9 if and when we ever actually find one. But rather than chasing mythicals to try to get like a good gold score on, I think it's better to just take that shot at whatever angle we get and be good. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to. Like through the back leg, through the intestines, through the stomach, into the lung by a bit, not by a lot, but had we been a little bit more center of the body, like if the shot's here instead, it's going to get the liver too, so I think we have a good method here. Just need to have it lead us to the right cat. I don't know what this one's doing, but I guess. Again, we get to see that, and this was probably shooting like down through the shoulder blades, but the more times we get to practice it, the better. That was... Oh no, we did hit the back leg. It was the way that it was running. It ended up getting like through the hind end and still into the lung. 25 score for that. And actually thus far, all the Bobcats we found have been decent, so I guess that's a plus. Well, I suppose in the meantime, as we're continuing to look for more Bobcats, finding a decent moose is definitely not a bad deal, and it's so typical of hunting on New England. We start out, we get a couple of max estimate Bobcat tracks in a row, and then we kind of run into nothing, and this is another server. The last server had gotten almost dark. We could have waited till 3 a.m. for Bobcats to start drinking, but I don't think that would have been ideal, so a new server it is, and just not a whole lot going on yet. Luckily, broadside hard shot with a 7mm worked out just fine, and we have a turkey flying right at us. Pretty sure that's that level 2. Probably best we didn't get it for the sake of hunting pressure, but wanted to try that. But I will be kind of curious to see. We're getting to the point that it'll be about the time that we joined the last server pretty soon, and I wonder if we start to run into more Bobcats again. I would imagine as you get closer to evening they're more active, but we know they rest till at least 1600, and we were finding them right around this time frame, so we'll see if it continues. We're in the same general area of the map again, and hopefully we can find at least some more max estimate tracks to chase around. And by the way, I feel I should note as well, it's not as if we haven't seen any Bobcats in the last, I don't know, hour or so since we shot the previous mythical. It's just that they've been ones like this, so most of the time, once we get into a hunt a little bit, stuff like that will typically be ignored, but as we reach the 2-hour mark, I guess maybe we'll start to take out ones like this. It is good to keep encountering them, and honestly good to see the 44 has been absolutely flawless in taking them down at this angle. Again, I wouldn't do it on a level 9, you just never know. That shot falls a little bit short of the liver, and the first level 9 we see in who knows how many hours now would be ruined, but it does seem really, really consistent. But yeah, pretty much, you know, every time I pick up a track like this, maybe I'll get to the surf edge, make sure that it's not a rare, and then move on. There have been plenty of them, just not as many big ones as earlier on. And sad to say, the third time, max estimate Bobcat is not the charm here on New England. We have another mythical. To be fair, this time I never actually picked up the track, he just kind of ran in front of us. And for once, we had what would have been a pretty typical shot had we brought the 223 or something, but I don't know, I find it interesting. It seems more stable. It's probably because there's less zoom, and again, because we are so close, there's no need for 8 times zoom on the Hyperion, 16 times zoom on the Argus. I think this is going to be our new Bobcat gun as we go along with it, but mythical number 3, I don't even know, Bobcat number 5 or 6, still going along, and go figure, get to about 1600 and suddenly we start to encounter them again. Now, earlier, we missed a gobbler that basically flew right to us. I don't even know if this one's gonna fly. There we go. But he's gonna fly the other way. This time, having the shotgun ready, at least we can take him down, and it's not with the 7mm. So, if it is good size, we'll get the full medal. And maybe only our second shotgun kill so far today. 4.40, so fairly low as far as 9 to 11 kg turkeys go. Don't even know how that hit him. That makes a little more sense, and at least it brought him down. This is going to be, I think, the last kill of the day, regardless of what it ends up being. Another max estimate Bobcat. 4th time's a charm? Question mark. Gotta run tracks, he's gotta be right here. I actually think I heard him run by, and there was a warning call too, so we were gonna be looking for Bobcat tracks regardless. That's gonna be him. Another mythical, 26 to 28, so good estimate. And I can't help but feel like, even though we're finding a lot of good sized ones, we gotta be doing something a little bit wrong, because at this point, I don't know how many mythical Bobcats we've shot, but it is getting to be a high number. By the way, the first shot we lost breath, so I'm not gonna blame that on the 44. I'm pretty sure that was just bad placement, but even as he got a little further away, 0 to 75, got a vital hit again. Yeah, that was gonna be too high regardless. Might have punched through and hit the liver anyway. But then we got basically everything on that shot. Just a 26 score. And like I said, I do think that's going to be the last kill of the hunt. Interesting again, though. It got down to, close to evening, and we start to find more of them. I really don't know why that is, and I don't know whether to continue with this method or not. Like I said, on one hand, we're finding a lot of good ones, but it's never quite big enough. So we'll see what we do for the next hunt. But as for now, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.